Okay, let's move forward. We just have one final line before we, so let me comment this and say, send the triangle array to the GPU as a vertex buffer. Now we can say gl.draw arrays. And here is, we say gl.triangles. WebGL can draw in many different modes. And there's different functions to draw as well. Draw arrays, and there's, I think, draw elements as well, which is another function. But draw arrays means that you're going to read the vertices from arrays. And draw elements, you can specify different indices. And in draw arrays, you assume that the arrays are indexed from 0 to the n, where n is the size of the array. So we're going to see also the book discuss the differences between draw arrays and draw elements. In some example, use one or the other. For the assignments, I think if you write this, I normally solve all these assignments using draw arrays, but you can also use draw elements, and you're going to see the difference between them. And you can discuss maybe in future labs and the differences among them. But basically here, the first argument is how I want to draw these things. So basically I want to say to the WebGL that interpret the vertices as triangles. You could also say like interpret the vertices as, or connect, let's say connect the vertices with triangles. And then the WebGL is going to take every tree, take all this array of vertices and then pick this pairs X and Y, and then draw them, connecting the points as triangles. You could also connect the points as lines. You could connect the points as triangle fans. You could connect the points in many different ways. And also the book describes all these ways you can draw things. For this course, I think we're going to keep it only GL.triangles. You might want to change this at some point depending on your extras that you're doing, or the awesome points that you're doing, or depending on the way you organize your code. You might want to change this, but I recommend keeping it always triangles. Then we have so let me go back and show you actually something. So this is gl.draw arrays, gl.draw arrays. And so the first one is the mode, as I said, gl.triangles, right? Here is the first, what is the index of the first element in the array? We are saying 0 because we want to draw all the vertices. And the count is the number of vertices in our application. And in this case, I'm going to just calculate from the array of triangles. I'm going to say triangle.length. This is 6, right? But I don't have 6 vertices. I have 3 vertices, right? Because here I have X and Y. So I'm going to divide this by 2, okay? Because each vertex is represented by X and Y. We have 3 vertices, 6 divided by 2, and this is what we're going to draw. So I'm going to say finally, we can draw the triangle, or the vertices in general. So let me refresh the page and see, we should see a red triangle on the screen now. Okay, no problem. Attempt to X out of range vertices next to 0. Oh, I see what it means. At least I know one problem that we forgot to do. And it's a very simple fix, I guess. And it's an important detail, unfortunately. We are defining this array as a list of floats, but internally JavaScript, remember that JavaScript has these ideas of numbers, right? So the type, JavaScript doesn't know the difference, or doesn't at least not very clear, the difference between integers and floats for the programmer. And here we are saying floats, we are actually specifying floats, but the way this goes to the GPU, because we are sending this information to the GPU, we have to be very clear on the precision of these floats. Because floats, they can be represented as, let's say, using 16 bits or 32 bits or different, or 64 bits. You can use different representations for floats. So what we need to do is this. We have to say here, new float 32 array. So basically what this is going to do is, it's still like making one array, but now what this does is it creates a special type of array where every single float in there has this correct precision of being 32 bits. Okay, so now, and this is important because we're transferring data from one processor unit to a different processing unit, and they have to kind of agree upon how to read floats. So this is important. This is actually mandatory, otherwise it won't work. I think that's the only problem we have. So let's see. Yeah, that's it. So here we go. We have, after like 1.5 hours, we have one red triangle on the screen. So you see how kind of like there's a lot of overhead when you're starting a WebGL application. But once, like moving forward, we're gonna create functions to kind of encapsulate this functionalities, and then it's going to be much faster and to build upon this. Once you have a triangle on the screen, having multiple triangles to draw a circle, for example, it is not that challenging, because this setups, you only need to do it once, and very few things change. So it's important to understand this initialization, and then the rest is more like general programming. And I wanna quickly change some stuff before we finish, but before that, do you guys have any questions?